What's up? What's up? Another day leveled up. It's your boy Salem, back with another one for you. You already know what time it is. I'm sitting down, about to get into some real deep shit. This is not about how to do this or that. This is just some real shit. I feel like I need to touch on and get just even more real with you guys. People that are following me and I feel I'm inspiring. I'd feel like I'm not doing my duty without, if I were not to touch on such topics like I'm about to get into, because it's imperative right now to be on guard and have your spirit where it needs to be, because this is a crazy times. This 2020 we live in, it's like beginning of March. We've been hit by so many things trying to knock us off our path and our mental, our spirit. We have all these things going on with the potential World War III. We have all these things, Kobe dying. We have the coronavirus. We have some rapper Pop Smoke just died. There's so much going on to distract you from who you are and connecting with your true self. And we have to be so vigilant right now to keep our energy and our focus on ourselves and bettering ourselves, because in these times right now, I literally sense like an uneasiness in the world. Like there's a whole other energy that I could feel that this whole world's operating on right now, and it's in a state of fear. They want us in a state of fear, because only then will you be able to be more controlled and manipulated through the media. I don't watch too much. I don't watch news at all, but just having a phone these days, you're going to be informed on things eventually. And the more they try to inform you about all these things, they're trying to keep you in fear. And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything, but when you start to go within, you start to get answers that you don't get from the regular news. You're able to discern certain things right from wrong, if you should hear them out or not. The news is not in your best interest. You do realize, like, the news priority is to find the most compelling story to get you to a point where you need to listen. In a state of fear, they're never going to give you anything to raise your spirit or your mood. Nothing. You're never going to watch the news and leave it, turn it off, be like, I feel a lot better after that. No. Your local news, worldwide news is not intended for that. I don't know if you guys seen the movie Nightcrawler, but in that movie, Jake Gyllenhaal, he's this reporter who wants to become a famous writer and a videographer for this news station, and he begins finding all these bad things to report on, at such a point that he gets so wrapped into it that he starts committing his own crimes to be the first at the scene. And you have to realize a lot of movies that we watch unveil subtle truths in front of us without being so blatant. They just hope you pick up on things. I watch movies and things so on such a different perspective on, like, what are they trying to convey. But this may be a stretch, but this is what I've been being felt to talk about, and what I sense is going on. And all speaking from experience, but throughout my whole time, my whole life, I've always been led down a road to always find the truth. It's because I'm always searching for it, but I've always been led down the right path. And this, especially right now, I know it's so imperative to be on guard. You need to have your health together. You need to be worrying about the right things. I don't like to say the word worry. You need to be focusing on the right things, because once you get too off track, you're going to fall down this whole other direction and be swept up in this whole slew of bad energy that's been pumped through our media throughout the world now. It's literally getting worldwide. that they're trying to get people in this fear of the coronavirus. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with 5G, but 5G is coming out, and it's already out. There's a bunch of 5G towers that are disrupting neighborhoods and people's energies. People are getting rashes and just feeling not the best, like symptoms of an illness, but it's literally their vibration is being messed with. Realize we are vibrational beings, and there's certain things. That's what they have on your phone, certain warnings to not keep your phone on you all the time. Our phones and technology are getting so amplified now that your health is at risk. And China, and these different places have a lot more technology that they live around. And it's being, this fear and what they're able to pick up on is being spread everywhere. But think of it this way. If you wanted to depopulate a society, a community of people, if you wanted to control something, your first tactic would be not to just take full control, because that's not going to happen. You get your opponent in such a state of fear that then they're begging for you, literally begging for you for their safety, and then you come in with a solution. They're trying to get everybody in this state of fear of this coronavirus, and you could be living a great healthy life, but because you heard so-and-so, or in your area, in your state, someone caught it, and you're like, well, I'm doing good. My health's always been on point. I've never felt the need to take some shot for this or that. I haven't had a shot, any type of flu shot or anything, in probably 10 years or more. And I could get into the whole vaccination thing, but I just want to get into realizing, I want people to realize that this coronavirus is it's literally built to get you in a low vibrational state of fear. To the fact that when they have a vaccine for it, that you will then line your ass up around the block to get this vaccine that will potentially give you a certain virus to make you more sick. It's crazy. We're living in the craziest times right now, but if you're not taking time to really assess and be alert on what's going on, you're going to be swept away. If you're just going your day-to-day job, doing what you need to do, and you're not taking time to fully just connect with your spirit and reassess things and really look at things for what they are, this is going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy year for you. There's so much being pushed down our throats that's bad news. It's always bad news. They're not giving anybody a time to rest. They're not giving anybody a time to catch their breath, because why would they do that? The evil in this world never takes a day off. So why should the light think that they could take some days off? The moment that you think you're good, and the moment that you think everything's good, I'm just gonna coast, it's all good from here, that's when things start to go a whole other direction. You could have had a good night, could have had a great week, month, whole great last year, but none of that fucking matters, because, excuse my language, but none of it matters because you had to continue to level up. That's why I named this channel Another Day Level Up, because you had to be continually getting better. I don't make these videos and ever think I'm going to get to a point where I just know it all. I don't know it all, but I'm always searching for answers. And because of that, I'm able to give more advice to people. But I've been on this journey of searching for answers since I could remember. As a kid, like, even if I didn't know how to get it at the time, it's more accessible now, but I'm always looking for answers. I would always want to see how things work. I would take apart remotes, TV remotes, everything. I would build my own toys. I'd take them apart because I always want to know how things work. And I still have that same type of mentality that I'm always searching, just how the world works now, how people work. I'm always interested and fascinated by just knowing the truth. And the truth's always led me the right way. And it's kept me in a place of, I wouldn't say security, but it's given me a sense and a spirit of knowing everything's all right, especially if you're a spiritual person. I hope you are, because it's going to take someone to be super spiritual and have faith to get through these upcoming times, because I can tell you right now, things are going to get worse. I have some friends that are literally, I wouldn't say doomsday prepping, but they're in a sense of feeling the need to be armed and things like that. And it's like, it's getting to a point where people are in fear. Like, I'll never feel like I need to be at that point, but it's just crazy to think about. But it's definitely something I wanted to be touched on. I love everyone that I come in contact with. I love all you subscribers. And I feel it's necessary to talk about some of these things, because I give you all these tips on how to do this and that, but I also need to I want to make sure you guys are keeping your spirit and yourself on guard. And it's one thing to go after your goals and things in life, but it's also important to be spiritually solid and know that no matter what's going on, you're literally in the hands of the Most High. He's got you. If you believe that, then no matter what happens, you know you're good. Like, that will give you a sense of peace no matter what you're in the midst of. Because if they get you to believe that there's no such higher being, and like you'll easily be led down the wrong way out of fear. Any atheist or something, anyone who believes that type of thing, they're going to go a certain direction. They're easy. So like, you got to be willing to. You got to be willing to go the other direction. You can't follow the crowd right now. All these people that are getting lost in the sauce with all the bad media, with the fact that Kobe is still being talked about. It's almost been a month. It's crazy to think that Kobe's passed away. It's only been a month. It's not that I'm insensitive to the situation, but I'm aware of what happens when you're tuned to that type of frequency and always worrying about someone passing. Like, it's not in your best interest to always be thinking about someone who passed. Like, be thankful for it, but don't literally, every sport is literally putting Kobe out there, making you feel sad at that point. And it's like, they just had his memorial. I'm gonna turn this music off here, it's distracting me a bit. But they just had his memorial. What was it, like 3 weeks to a month after all that? And like, it's a whole other thing I could talk about, but it's like, people, that alone, like, there was so much emphasis on who spoke, Michael Jordan, Kobe's wife, and who did this and that, and it's literally not important. It's not what everyone needs to be hearing. And it's like, people don't believe that, aren't even aware that Kobe wanted to be immortalized. He said he wanted to die at a young age so he could live on forever and be immortalized. It's a dark, this life could be dark sometimes, but like, you have to realize that there's forces at work. This is a spiritual war that we're in, and it's in your best interest to be connected with yourself and the Most High, because only then are you going to be getting the intuition and know who to be talking to, who to be keeping close, what you should be doing, what direction you should be going in. Because at this time, like I said, it's the most crucial time that we live in right now. Our grandparents have never lived in a state of society like it is now. Like, it almost seems like a free-for-all. It's a game. This life that we live in is a game, and it's being unveiled. All the the background work is being revealed, and a lot of people are waking up to these things. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks this. I follow a lot of people and pages that do believe this, and it's literally consciousness is beginning to raise, and you have to be. You want to be part of that. You don't want to be left behind. You don't want to be the last one to know, because you're trying to keep up with some certain celebrity. Like, you may feel like you're being informed because you're getting all this news about so and so did this and that, and you're literally not being informed on the most important thing. And that's the intuition and the guidance from the Most High. And people, and you, to get the guidance, you may sometimes just get insight on things, but majority of the time, you'll be hearing it from other people. Like for me, in my case, I sometimes get these insights, but I'd say majority of the time, I'm just led down the right path to hear it from a certain individual. It gives me the confidence on what my intuition was telling me. And as time goes on, I'm getting more and more confident on just being in tune with myself, that when I get a certain type of, how would I say, a hunch about something, I follow that now, because it's always been, these past few months, it's been leading me nowhere but down the right path. So many great opportunities are coming my way, and it's almost like night and day. It's literally like night and day when things are happening, when I'm finally mentally and spiritually letting go of certain things. New opportunities are opening. Like when one door closes, another opens. But you have to be so on guard right now, and I just want to make sure everybody, no matter what's going on in the news, is not in a state of worry or fear. Like my mom is the biggest warrior, and I hate to see that. And it's my mission to make sure everybody else is not living in that sense of fear at all either. I'm doing my best to make sure I'm building myself up to take care of the loved ones around me, and you guys as well. So I just want to make this video. I felt compelled to talk about it, especially today and lately. I mean, 10,000 people, I think I heard today, weren't able to leave my city of Denver because of canceled flights and the coronavirus. People are now being stopped from traveling. And one of my friends told me his friend had to come back from Italy because he was studying abroad, and he had to leave now or he wouldn't be able to come back. And some people are being contained, and a lot of Chinese and Asian people are being profiled because of this, and it's not even about that. And that's another thing. People are looking at certain races, like pointing fingers on you did this and that, and it's literally where the enemy wants you. Like, you start to believe all this shit, it's like it just gives you nothing but anxiety and fear and judgment on people, and that's not where you're going to live your best life. That's not where the Most High wants you, and that's not what He intended for. And like I said, in these times, it's so pivotal to be taking care of your health, your mental and spirit right now, because only then will you be able to get these answers and find what's really going on. But I hope this resonated with you guys, because all my subscribers, like, I'm a deep dude. I'm sure you guys figured that out, but like, I sometimes don't talk about certain things because I'd sometimes worry about the judgment. But what I've been shown lately, it's not about that. Like, I have no fear on allowing myself and revealing to everybody where my head is at this time. You know, like, I'm here to help people. I'm always trying to help myself. So it'd be me not being congruent if I were not to speak about certain topics that I think about, you know. Along with leveling up, there's a point where you gotta protect yourself as well on this journey of leveling up. You gotta protect yourself. So like, comment, subscribe. comment on this video, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on some things that are going on. If you guys feel the same way, and let's have some conversations about things. This is some real shit. This is the most important times of our lives right now that we're living in, and we all have to be helping each other get through these things, because, like I said, a lot of people are going to get lost this year with all this bad news coming out. So, like, comment, subscribe, hitting the notification bell to be notified when I drop more content. And I mean, it's your boy Salem. Till next time, I'm out.